How's it going, folks? I just uploaded a different video and I figured why not knock out another one that I've been needing to do for a while, which was an update video. Um, we got a house, so it's like I've been able to display my collection a way better way than I ever have before. Just for context, like this is how it looks from a distance here. And I'm gonna try my best to go through everything in a decent amount of time, because usually I am capable of rambling. So I do want to go through everything here and kind of just show it off, and then just give some thoughts about some things that are highlights for me. So, and if you hear this song in the background, kudos to you. You lived a very similar childhood to me. If you know this song, very near and dear song to my heart from my childhood. Just reminds me of a lot of things from that time frame. So let's go ahead and talk about it here. All right, so we have here a Chinese resin or imitation of a resin of Goku and Chi-Chi. Got this for my wedding last year and it didn't make it on time, but still want to keep it because it's pretty nice. Got a Super Battle Collection Kid Buu here. Don't have too many Super Battle collections nowadays. I kind of sold most of them, but they do make the collection a lot like more colorful and vibrant. So I do like the box art. It's kind of got that nostalgic 90s feel to it. So got a Dragon Radar from Dragon Ball GT English. Yeah, this is actually a rare item that came with the Dragon Ball GT Dragon Box, and as you guys know, we never got a Dragon Ball GT Dragon Box over here. So yeah, I went and bought it a while ago. It's a Japanese version because there's only one version. Very rare item. We got the detached there. Very rare item, video game item from the 90s, the pre-America era of Dragon Ball video gaming, which I have a lot of. We have a pretty cool flip image here of Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, Super Saiyan Goku, and Majin Vegeta. Got that from like a flea market for like $10. Really dope image. This is actually, this isn't no ordinary fan art. This is Young Gigi. Young Gigi is one of the greatest Dragon Ball fan artists I've ever seen, so I had to have some of his stuff there. Got the OG manga poster from 1986. Toriyama himself, or actually, excuse me, 1984, first chapter ever. This was the front cover art. Got a lot of nostalgia for that first arc of Dragon Ball. Honestly, unlike most people, I started off the series from a proper standpoint. I properly started watching it by reading the original manga. Hence why I also have that there. Got that poster in Japan. Love, love, love that poster. Got a rare Dragon Ball GT mirror here that I got from eBay a long time ago. Still, I've never seen this listed ever again. I don't know how I got my hands on it, but for all I know, it could be somewhere from Europe. I know in Italy they had a big thing for GT back then with like the D'Agostini line. Anybody know any information about this mirror, please? I've had this for a while and it's like the only time that I've seen it. Got some fan art here. OG Dragon Ball cast from an anime convention. Got the Toriyama drawing of Battle of Gods. Got some Dragon Ball Daimon here. Classic poster up there from the great Game Boy Color Legendary Super Warriors. Really always love that poster. It's just on point. It's great. Another great poster here. Goku with all of the original Dragon Ball Z movie villains before Dragon Ball came back. So got some Dragon Ball Super here and the collector's edition of Sparking Zero back there. I thought having the box out looks pretty good because the cover art's great. It's great stuff. Anybody who has watched my channel knows that my favorite figure series is the WCF/DWC World Collectible Figures. They were temporarily discontinued, which made these figures even rarer in terms of value, but apparently they are coming back with a rebrand for Dragon Ball Daimon in a couple months, so I look forward to reviewing that and look forward to talking about WCF again because it's my favorite. And they're also extremely rare. A lot of these in here, like that Veku right there, I got that when it came out. All of these, most of these I got when they came out, except for some of these old ones like that God Goku that was hard to find. But this Veku by itself is like $60 or $70 now, so you know, I always tell people when they collect, if they want rare stuff, you got to buy it when it's out. Let's move forward here. We have all the Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball in general games for the DS and 3DS. I have all of them. Favorite cover art here, Ultimate Butoden, great game. Haruka Densetsu, Fusion's awesome game. Extreme Butoden, all of the Heroes games. Ultimate Mission X, Ultimate Mission 2, and Ultimate Mission 1. Xenoverse 2, The Breakers, Kakarot Fighters, PSP games. Great cover art of Buyu Retsuden for the Sega Mega Drive. I love a lot of the 90s artwork. That's why I keep a lot of the Dragon Ball games boxed from the 90s. For example, here I got Super Butoden 2, one of my favorite all-time covers. Super Butoden 1, super hard and clunky game, but gotta love the music from that game. I have the soundtrack for that game. Great music. Kenji Yamamoto, plagiarism at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. Great cover art, though. And a lot of these other games here, like Kyoshu Saiyajin, Genshin, Frieza. Big fan of the Plan to Eradicate the Saiyans specials, and just the lore behind it, and then also just the legend behind it, because it was, a lot of people talked about it as being a lost OVA. It's not a lost OVA, it's just never got released over here. So I also have the Playdia games. Those were hard to come by, very hard to come by. Let's zoom this out a little bit here so you guys can see. I have all the GBA games listed here. These are the precious relics of my childhood. Even Taiketsu, which is the worst Dragon Ball game of all time. I have so many precious memories with these games. Lately I've been thinking about them a lot. Advanced Adventure, Legacy of Goku 2, Boost Fury. Been playing that on my iPhone emulator. Supersonic Warriors, and of course the first Dragon Ball game I ever physically had and owned, Dragon Ball GT Transformation from 2005. Might want to go ahead and go back and make a video about that game in retrospect, because it's a game that nobody ever talks about. And one game that people commonly misconceive as the first Dragon Ball game ever, it is not. Dragon Ball Shenron no Nazo. This is the second Dragon Ball game ever, first one for the Famicom. The first Dragon Ball game ever is right here, Dragon Daihikyo. Probably the rarest or second rarest piece in my entire collection for the Super Cassette Vision. Took me years to get this game boxed, because you will only find it now loose. You cannot find this game, I mean, unless you see an auction or something, you cannot find this game online. It took me years to get this. It's one of the rarest parts of my collection. I always will display this, and awesome, just look at the cover art. It's awesome. Come on. I mean, I love the hand-drawn stuff from the past. Let's go ahead and continue here. Now, here it's a lot more straightforward. Got all the PlayStation 2 era games. The prize of my childhood, the prize of my collection. I love these games to death. I will never, ever part from them. They mean so much to me. Some of the next generation, well, not next generation, PlayStation 3/360 era, Burst Limit, Raging Blast 1, 2, Ultimate Tenkaichi, Budokai, HD Collection, Battle of Z, Xenoverse. I still have warm feelings towards Battle of Z. I'm one of the few people that actually like that game. All of the Super Blu-rays, including Z Blu-rays, Z Kai Blu-rays, Final Chapters, movies, Superhero, Broly, complete series of GT with the special, Battle of Gods. I don't keep too many orange bricks now, but I keep this one because my dad gave this one to me as a gift for when I graduated 8th grade, so I kind of hold that one in regard. Got some of the Dragon Boxes here, Dragon Box 1, Dragon Box 3. Never was able to get my hands on 2. 2 is super rare. Dragon Ball Z Kai, Part 5. That one I really still hold dear because my uncle gave that one to me. All 3 of the original Broly movies. And then I forgot to mention here, got the OG games, Dragon Ball Goku Densetsu, Ultimate Battle 22, Final Bout, and then also the Japanese version of Ultimate Battle 22, Japanese version of Final Bout, and also Idainaru Goku Densetsu, which is Dragon Ball Z The Legend, as most people call it, before they came out with Dragon Ball Z Legends. And I am a hardcore fan of the entire series, so I even have Evolution. I have all of the OG series, different versions of it as well. Got all the movies. Got all the original Dragon Ball Z movies and DVD and Blu-ray. final chapters here, and also Dragon Ball Z Kai Season 1 with the Kenji Yamamoto score. That also might be one of my rarest items because, as you all know, he got they found out he was plagiarizing. So when they re-released Dragon Ball Z Kai, all the versions now have a mix of Kikuchi score, some Kikuchi score from the Buu saga, even though it might be in the same saga. So it's a little bit different from what people are used to. So I keep this one because it's one of the few items that I have with that Kenji Yamamoto score in Dragon Ball Z Kai. A lot of soundtracks here. I love a lot of the game soundtracks. So for example, Dragon Ball Z 3, also known as Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3. I have all of the original soundtracks from the Budokai series, and I even have one of my favorites is Dragon Ball Final Belt. I love Dragon Ball Final Belt's soundtrack, Infinite World as well as Burst Limit. Got Infinite World right there. I love a lot of Kenji Yamamoto's plagiarized stuff. I cannot lie. The guy had good taste. And this one, as I referenced, I love this CD. This is like an arranged version of those Super Nintendo tracks, just way better quality. Love, love, love that stuff. Even this, one of my rarest items, the soundtrack to the Plan to Eradicate the Saiyans OVA, and the 30th anniversary, which has a collection of different soundtracks from Dragon Ball Z, GT, Super. This is before Daima. Got some more supplemental stuff here. I decided to display that because this is one of Young Gigi's fan mangas. Very expensive stuff to get your hands on, honestly, so I wanted to display that. I thought that would make the collection look unique. Got a lot of anime mangas here, and also the Dragon Ball GT Perfect Files. These things have been referenced and talked about to death, just for some of the controversy in it. Dragon Ball SD. I don't collect too much of the other supplemental series now, like Dragon Ball Heroes, but I do have some Dragon Ball Heroes. These are some guidebooks for the video games. Like, I have a soft spot for Final Bout, so I got this Final Bout right here too. This is the strategy guide. Some cards here from the Card-Ass series, as well as some Dragon Ball Heroes stuff, like Super Saiyan 3 Nappa back there. Well, let's go to some more Main Street stuff for a second. As you can see here, we have all of the Dragon Ball manga, all of the Dragon Ball Z manga, in different variations because I don't care about consistency. I just care about having series. We even have like the updated version, or the Kanzenban, I believe it was called, in the mid-2000s, which later on got released here. Some of the OG versions of Z when it first came out over here. So they have like a different, they're a different size, and I think that's cool. I hold the manga very dearly. The manga is like probably one of my favorite aspects of collecting the series. So many good memories reading the manga as a kid, because we didn't have the money to own the series at the time. I only had bits and parts until I got older and started buying more and had more money. Love the manga. The manga is like the peak. And here, speaking of manga, we have all of the super manga. I have yet to order volume 24. I think actually, as of the time of this recording, volume 24 came out this month. But here we have a very rare item, and that's why I displayed this one. Dragon Ball the episode of Bardock manga. Super hard to get your hands on, from Naho Oishi. Got that one years ago. Super hard. I don't even know how I got it. Some other Dragon Ball Z manga, as well as the Jacko the Galactic Patrolman. Some other rarer pieces here. The Dragon Ball 30th Anniversary book. I love that. I remember I pre-ordered it. So happy to have that. That is one of my favorite items. Another extremely rare item, the Yo Son Goku and Friends by Naho Oishi again. This time she made the comic version of this. Super hard to get your hands on. I think I got that one through like a Yahoo Japanese bid. Here's another rare piece here, the Resurrection F script by Toriyama. Got some other rare Japanese stuff here, including some English versions of the super manga, Dragon Ball Heroes, and also Dragon Ball Z Full Color, and another awesome piece here, the fan manga that was kind of official about, becoming reincarnated as Yamcha. Awesome stuff. And here we go to some holy grail items here. Not only do I have all 7 Daisenshu's, and I wanted to display Daisenshu 7 because it's one of the best, one of the most notorious as well. Got the Dragon Ball Visual History English version here, but I also wanted to display this. Very rare stuff here. A lot of people don't have this or talk about it. The supplemental versions of the Daisenshu's. Those covered the card games, the Card-ass series specifically. Very rare stuff. Let's continue here. Some more rare items. Dragon Ball Z Famicom, Super Famicom games, and also the Dragon Ball GT Dragon Box. One of my favorite items that I've tried to preserve. I have a very big soft spot for GT. And speaking of soft spots, my favorite Dragon Ball movie of all time to this day, Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. And I display it not because of this picture, but also because this version is the only version that has the Yosun Goku and friends on an actual home release, which is the Japanese version. Of course, they have never released it unless you get a bootleg. So I will always keep that. That was very expensive. I got that in Japan as well. Dragon Ball Z Super Butoden 3, one of the most disappointing Dragon Ball games of all time. Hyper Dimension, one of the greatest OG Dragon Ball games of all time. I think before the first Budokai, this probably was the GOAT, either this or Super Butoden 2. Got some other rare stuff here, one of the rarest Dragon Ball art books. This one I believe is called Kin Iro no Senshi, or The Golden Warrior. Now this one doesn't have any Toriyama drawings inside of it at all. It actually has a lot of promo art from the 2000s. Very unique stuff. Stuff from Kai, stuff from the games, stuff from the Dragon boxes. Really great stuff. Look at this. You hear East District 43-9 in the background. You got the Legacy of Goku 2 strategy guide. Just very warm feelings in my heart here. And I already talked about all of these. Very warm spot in my heart for these Game Boy Advance games, as well as the other games too. But those Game Boy Advance games, there's nothing like that era, man. So let's go ahead and move forward to the other side here. So Dragon Ball Z puzzle of all the movies up to Battle of Gods. That was super hard for me to complete and do. My rarest piece of my entire collection, this, the glare would cooperate. This is a anime cell. It's the only anime cell that I have currently. The only one that I ever had, I actually gave to a fellow YouTuber by the name of SSJ Goshen 4. It was a pan cell. This is the only cell that I have, and this is Dragon Ball GT episode, I believe it's episode 55 or 56, when Super Saiyan 4 Goku is fighting Nova Shenron, or the 4-star dragon. This episode is also notoriously known for being that Vegeta flashback episode, which one of my favorites. And then I wanted to be creative back then when I made this and put a bunch of random stickers and stuff. I just try to let the creative juices flow and make the collection look great. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan picture. That's actually a promo art from Super Butoden 2. Really rare stuff there. Let's continue. So here's where I have a lot of my figures at. This is a lot easier to kind of go through because you can kind of just see it for yourself. Got some stuff from Chinatown there, like that Kienzan Krillin. One of my favorite pieces ever, the Greatest Saiyan Golden Great Ape Goku, which I'm so glad I got when it was released because now it's worth a ton. Another one of my favorite pieces, Master Star's piece Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Master Star's piece Super Saiyan Goku. Another Master Star's piece, but this is the Manga Dimensions version. Now let's get into some of the other things here. Top 5 item in my collection easily is my resin of Kid Goku at Grandpa Gohan's house with the Dragon Ball. It also lights up, but I'm not going to touch it right now. Got some other rare stuff in the background with these figures. I don't really need to go over each figure. You can see it for yourself. You see I got the Reese's Puff box. I don't know if they'll ever do that again, so it will become a rare item, so that's why I put it there. Got the actual physical boxes of Boost Fury GT Transformation back there, and a Super Battle Collection Ultimate Gohan that was signed by Kyle Hebert. I met him about 10 years ago at my college, which was awesome. Wanted to spice up the collection by adding a lot of pictures and stuff in the background. Another rare piece right here, the Coliseum, I forget the name, the Coliseum Goku. This one, I've never seen it re-released. It's worth a lot now. Got some random assortments here, and just kind of want to pay attention to the detail in the background here. Past these figures, I have this Dragon Ball Z, Super Dragon Ball Z fan, Japanese version of Super Dragon Ball Z back there. I have a soft spot for that game and the artwork. And there's a final bout cover in the back there. You can see a lot of different villains as well as Vegeta, some of the Saiyans. Now we have a lot of Goku, as you can see, with a lot of the OG Dragon Ball movies. And my most recent piece of my collection here is Dragon Ball Daimaa's version of Super Saiyan 4 Goku Mini. Waiting for them to release a adult version as well. I will buy that, of course. Let's go here. Have some more random movies in the background. And another recent addition here, the Matchmakers Super 17 and Super Saiyan GT Goku here. That was like the only spot that I could put it, so I thought that was pretty appropriate. I also got some Matchmakers back there of Janemba and Gogeta. And then also OG 23 tournament, 23rd tournament, my favorite arc in all of Dragon Ball. Piccolo versus Goku, my favorite fight in the entire franchise. This awesome Chinese bootleg of Special Beam Cannon Piccolo with blood on his arm. Got that one from eBay, believe it or not. We got light skin Piccolo and orange Piccolo and some other Chinatown exclusives like this OG Old King Piccolo with tambourine or cymbal. I always forget, it's been a while. And then down here, we have some random assortments of humans. We got the, as you can see back there, I do have the Ichiban Kuji of Chi-Chi, Master Roshi, OG Gohan, Beast Gohan, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, Bojack Gohan. One of my favorite pieces here, Gohan when he erupted out of Raditz' space pod. One of the best Ichiban Kujis of all time. As you can see, I am a collage guy. I really like to make my collection like a collage, so it might look messy, but to me it's great. One of my favorite clear rises of all time, Super Saiyan Trunks with the Saiyan armor. And then another Super Battle collection back there of Super Baby, which actually is kind of rare now because they don't make too many Super Baby figures. So let's go ahead and close this one and continue with the last part of my display here. One of my absolute favorite pieces of my entire collection. I just love looking at this. If this doesn't scream 2000s, early 2000s Dragon Ball, I don't know what else will. Other than maybe this poster here that I got in a 2005 or 6 book fair, I forget which year. One of my oldest pieces in my collection. I was clearly a kid. You could see the scuff marks and stuff. And more of my WCFs. And you see a lot of rare DWCs here, like the Goku with the mini, with the dress on. Just so many different versions of Goku and Vegeta here. It's hard to kind of focus on them, especially with the glare from the jewel cases, but you got to take care of your stuff. Next one here has a bunch of different villains from Super, from GT, from early Super, late Super, Resurrection F, OG Dragon Ball, Z. I try to represent everything. Then we got some random assortments here. Frieza Soldiers, MVP version of Android 17 from Super right there. Just a lot of great stuff. And then this one, I have a display case here of just random assortments. Some of the more recent WCFs that I got. These are re-releases, of course, because some of these WCFs were extremely rare, like the Purunga, like the King Yemma, like the Kami. Those got re-released, thank God, including the Cyborg Tao here, which was also a re-release. Some of these have become extremely rare, like this Krillin from Battle of Gods here, and also this DWC Krillin from the Namek arc. Extremely rare piece here. Here's some more random minifigures here that also become obscure, like this GT diorama set with Omega Shenron and all 7 of the dragons. I love that piece. I wish there was a bigger version of it. And then lastly, we're going to end it off with this random Chinese bootleg that I got from Chinatown. I love this. It's got Master Roshi, it's got Krillin, and Goku on a Porsche with a dinosaur in the background. This is replicating one of the chapter promo arts. And back there, Super Saiyan 5 Goku bootleg and a Burger King Krillin. If there's a way to end off a collection like that, it would be like that with the Burger King Krillin. So this is how I displayed my collection now as of April 2025. Want to know what you guys think. You guys any questions, feel free to message or comment. Thank you so much for your time, and you guys have a great day.